What up, soul fam? Let me roll my window up so you can hear me. It's kind of chilly out. 67. That's chilly for me, but it feels good. Chilly for no long sleeve, but it feels good. It's been a while. I don't like that really hot, humid weather. I like warm, not too hot, not too cold, just right. Today is a just right day. So I'm uploading an intuition exercise video. Hopefully that one pops up before this one. I'm on my way to work, but the Schumann, I didn't check it before I left, but when I woke up this morning, it was blacked out. I don't know why they would do that. Like, why? I don't know. It's the Russian site. I don't know. I feel like they hide information from us. Like, they don't want us to really know what's going on. I don't know why I feel that way. I just do. Even though I've heard that, I don't know about the Russian government, but I do know that people in Switzerland, the Netherlands, I've had people that watch my videos that have shared with me that their government shares with them when there is some sort of strange occurrence, paranormal activity, UFO activity. Their government doesn't hide it from them. Their government acknowledges it. Their government shares with their population. Why can't our government do this? Like, why is our government so secretive? I hate secrets. It has just occurred to me, I fucking hate secrets. Like, I could keep a secret. And when I say keep a secret, I mean, like, I can pretty much keep a secret. If I feel like I have to tell one person, I make sure I tell one person that knows nobody that I know. But for the most part, when I say I can keep a secret, I really like secret gifts. Like, for like Christmas and birthdays and stuff like that, I buy things and I hide them and I'm secretive about it. And I can keep that secret until the day comes, you know, to have them be surprised to open their gifts. If you tell me something very personal or private, I can keep a secret. I might share it with my husband as long as he doesn't know you. If he does know you or knows of you, then I won't share with him. But other than that, when it comes to the world and all of it, the universe, the cosmos, why does everything have to be so damn secretive? Why? We all live on this planet. We should all know what's going on. I'll tell you why. Power. You know, knowledge is power. So they're definitely not going to tell us stuff that would allow us to be in power. God forbid we all, you know, we're equal. So this ascension journey, this process, this life process is part of finding your power. It's like a twisted adventure that we agreed to volunteer to come on, you know, to incarnate, to come. You know, I really, really, really want to see my contract when I cross over. I want to make sure that I really agreed to this. Did I really volunteer for this? Or is this like a punishment or a test of some kind? I don't know. I find it hard to believe that I actually came here to volunteer for this. Wow, the clouds look weird. No cars behind me, so I'm going to show you real quick. Oh, look at that. They're up, and then they go down, 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 down. They kind of curve. They're very low, very fluffy and low. The clouds in the sky are still doing that pattern that I talked about on my intuition exercise video. Not as prominent as they were the last couple of days, but we should be feeling the effects of the CME that just blasted off. So it's going to take a couple of days, but you know, there's been so many of them that we've just getting these feelings back to back. So yeah, being on this path, this journey is all about, I don't know, it's like trying to crack the code, trying to figure it out, trying to evolve. It's like we're trying to evolve back to where we were when we were powerful. Like, it all for me boils down to going back to the days where there were multiple gods and we were all these divine, powerful, beautiful beings living as one, kind of like the Atlantean days. It's like when the fall of Atlantis happened, it's like evolution fell backwards. It's like everything was reset. And then we've been evolving and evolving and evolving and evolving, and we're reaching a point where we're going to get that's going to make sense. But it's the getting there that is difficult, because while you're on this journey, you may question yourself. Why do I believe in this? Is this ridiculous? Is this real? Am I crazy? You might ask yourself a lot of stuff. I mean, I have. I've laid in bed and I thought to myself, can I just make it all stop? Everything that I talk about, everything that I believe in, maybe I should just stop. Like, just stop it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I don't want to think about it anymore, because I don't feel that there's any progression. Even though there is. It's slow. It's really slow. But, then a little voice says to me, you can't stop. We won't allow it. Once you already wake up and you become conscious that you're awake, even if you stop talking about stuff, you will always have the awareness brought to your attention. And you'll be like, oh, I remember when I used to believe in that. But it's still awareness, no matter what. You'll hear people talk about things, and you'll have your perspective, and you'll have your beliefs, you'll have your theories. Even if you fail to share them because you want to stop, it cannot stop. It won't stop. And if you try to stop it, you most likely will have things that manifest in your reality that will happen to you to prove to you that you can't stop. Maybe things that will shake you to your core, to wake you up even more, to get you past that point of, I don't believe anymore. That's happened to me. I'm only saying this because it's happened to me. But I've laid in bed last night and I'm like, use me as a channel, aliens. Channel through me like you do with, Braca and Chiron. The guy, he channels and has Chiron speak through his body. I'm like, show me, like channel through me. Even though I channel, I don't channel like they do. Sometimes I just stare at them and I wonder if they're really, if they really have an alien being channeling through them. But I learned a long time ago never to discredit anybody. Don't judge anybody. Don't pick on anybody for what they believe in. Give people the benefit of the doubt, even if there are people out there faking the funk. You just really don't know. You really don't. And I can't say that that person's crazy because that's what they do, because that would make me crazy, because if you knew what comes to me, what information comes to me, then you would know that I'm not crazy. Like, I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy, even though I feel crazy sometimes. I know I'm not. I've tried to quiet my mind. I've tried to ignore spirit. You know what happens when I ignore spirit? When a message comes through, especially when they want me to relay a message to somebody, they nag me. You ever watch that movie Ghost? Where Patrick Swayze is talking to Oda Mae Brown, Whoopi Goldberg, and he's like singing and bugging her and bugging her and bugging her until she does what he wants her to do. Spirit kind of does that to me. They get louder, and it's noise. It's not like a physical noise like when you hear somebody honk their horn, okay? it's like a noise in my head, and it's chatter. And they'll just keep some spirit will even show me a multitude of pictures and say, tell him, show him this, tell him this, tell him, and they'll just keep repeating themselves. Tell him. And it's like, all right, I'll tell him. And it happens mostly when somebody dies. I have a friend, I call him Pops, and his mom, she passed away. I didn't know anything about the funeral. I don't normally go to funerals, especially if it's an open casket. I'm very uncomfortable at funerals. It's probably just the energy. I'm very uncomfortable. It's like an information overload. It's an emotional overload. Like everybody's emotions. But I didn't go to the funeral, but I knew everything about her. I knew what she wore. I knew who picked out her dress. And she also gave me a message to give to him, something only he would know. Oh, look, turkeys. Turkey. What do you think the symbolism of that is? I didn't want to give the message. That's the only reason why I was ignoring spirit at this one time. Like, I didn't want to. Like, he was very emotional about his mom passing. I felt like I was like it was rude to say, I have a message from your mom. But she kept telling me it's not rude, and I kept trying to tell her that it feels rude. And I don't know why, like I didn't have a relationship with her. Like, I knew her because I know him. I've seen her, I've said hi to her, but I never hung out with her. I knew of her because of him. Didn't know too much about her. And so I call him up, and I'm like, fine. Like, for days I was ignoring them, but she was driving me crazy. Even in my sleep, she was driving me crazy. This is probably a funny story for some of you. So finally I call him, and I said, Pops, my condolences and all this stuff. I said, I have something to tell you, and I don't want it to come through as rude or offensive or anything. I said, this might sound really strange. I said, you know that I am an intuitive empath and that I channel, right? And he says, yeah. And I said, okay. I said, I don't want to scare you or anything. I don't want to make you cry. I don't want you to get mad at me, but your mom came through. And do I have your permission to give you the message? And he said, oh yeah, absolutely. Like, he was cool about it. I was like, okay. So I give him the message, and he's like quiet. So I'm like, oh my God, what did I say wrong? Oh my God, maybe I made this up. I don't know. Maybe I'm driving myself crazy. And he says, Gabby, I did pick out my mom's dress, and that you described her dress down to the color of the flower, to the T. And I was so relieved to hear him say that. And it was just wow. It was wow. But it happens a lot when people pass away. It happened to me another time. There's a woman that's a medium. She's actually my mentor. She's the one that kind of helped me have confidence in my spirituality, to talk about it freely. I started to freely talk about it and go social on my social media and be open about it. Maybe like since 2011, 2012, because 2011 I was telling her stuff, and I was having all this paranormal activity. I mean, like, paranormal activity. I was scared. The things would move across the floor. The laundry basket would slide across the floor. I would hear people walking up and down the stairs. This mask would go to the floor. It wouldn't drop or make a noise. It would just be set down on the floor. It was so creepy, so crazy. And she came and did a channeling and told me that it's nothing to be scared of. It's just that I'm a beacon of light, and the spirit is attracted to me. And then where I lived by a waterfall, a railroad track, and then some kind of, I forget the stone. There's a stone that really attracts spirit. And in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, in that area, it's like this certain lime. I think it's limestone. It is a really strong conductor or something like that. So all of those together, plus me being a beacon of light, was like the perfect recipe for spirit and to give them the power they needed to move things. And I was like, I don't know if I could talk to them. They're creepy. And so she was my mentor, and she kind of guided me through it. But anyways, so a message came through for her, a guy named Sam, and he bugged me too. But this was the first channeling I ever did, by calling somebody out of the clear blue and telling them that I have a message from spirit. And so I called her, and I'm like, this is gonna sound really strange. I said, but there's this voice I hear in my head, and he keeps telling me his name is Sam, and he wants me to reach out to you and tell you this message. And she was like, that was a beautiful message. And then she told me who Sam was. So that was a relief. But yeah, it's happened a couple of times. And then back in about 6-7 years ago now is when I saw a spark of light on the floor. And then after I seen that spark of light in my dining room on the floor, actually my cat saw it and was on the floor mesmerized for days, is when I started to see orbs physically. After that, it was like a spark of life. That's the only thing that comes to mind, is a spark of life. It's like either that's the creation of a portal opening, or that was the spark of life. And then that's when 11 came into my life. That's one of the orbs I named 11. And I only named him 11 because when I called out to him, he comes to the camera. But yeah, I forgot why I was telling you guys all this. I knew there was a point, but I forgot the point. But with all this energy that's circling the planet, maybe that was my point. I don't know. It just seems like it's heightening. Last night, I don't know, I've been leaving my body a lot at night, and I'm in a different, I don't know, world, realm, dimension. It's like I'm living like this, but on like an alternate, I don't know, universe, in another timeline. Trying to remember what I was talking about when I was going back, evolving. So I believe that we are evolving, and as we evolve because we're all divine. Some of us are just born knowing they're divine, or born with this, I don't know, they're just more aware, I guess, that they're divine. Even if they're not aware, they become aware eventually. I've always been gifted. I just didn't know that it was a rare thing. I've always seen spirit. Always, ever since I was a little kid. I could hear them, I could see them. I used to talk to them. My parents thought I was just, she has invisible friends or whatever, a vivid imagination. She makes up her friends. No, I didn't make up my friends. I was really speaking to people that I thought were there, and I thought everybody could see them. What do I know? You know? And not all of them were people either. Some of them were creatures that looked strange, but they weren't scary, but they were strange looking, but they didn't give me that feeling that I should be scared. Not until I got older, when I realized that what I was talking to and doing, nobody else could see them or hear them. And then I was like, okay, then there's something wrong here, because my parents, they didn't embrace my gifts. And my cousin and everybody else that I knew was like, you need to stop before you get locked up in a psychiatric institution. So then I started to suppress it, and suppressing it was the worst thing to do. A, because it angers them, because they feel like they're being ignored. And B, you start to lose your gift. Your gift weakens. So my mentor, her name was Rain. She got me to be more open about this. And now I'm here talking to you guys. So I would never judge anybody for being, that's the point. So I would never judge anybody for talking and saying that they're channeling, aliens and stuff, because it's a huge possibility they are. I do know there are people out there that do it just for the money, and they fake it, and they're very good at it. Just like I know that there's psychics out there that get a lot of information from you, and you don't even know that you're giving them this valuable information. So just be very careful who you're sending money to do psychic readings on yourself. All in all, you have the ability and the power to do readings on yourself and to tap in to the divine knowledge that you seek. It's just that you need a little bit of guidance on how to get there. And, being on my channel and listening, I'm sharing my journey. It's one of the many reasons why I created this channel, is to show you guys that you have this ability, because you are having experiences that I've experienced. There's other channelers out there that are sharing a lot of valuable information for you guys and opening you up. I mean, you have the glitch, you have Fairy's doing this beautiful light language stuff. Now, my perspective of light language is slightly different than hers, maybe, I think. She comes through as a vibration, music, and movement. And when I talk about light language, I talk more about when I'm seeing synchronicities, and stuff like that. But it's still light language, there's a message in her movement. There's a message in her vibration. When I was a little kid, I used to talk in tongue, the way they do when people are doing light language. And I remember the first time I heard somebody talking in light language, and I laughed, because I was like, oh my God, my brother and I used to do this. We used to talk to each other like this, and we understood each other. Oddly, we understood each other. I wonder if he remembers that. My brother doesn't really talk to me, but if I ever get a moment with him where, we're chatty and we're, getting along with each other, I'm going to ask him if he remembers that. We used to talk I didn't know it was light language back then, but now listening to people talk in that language, it's like, oh, wow. I used to even sing like that. I don't know why I stopped. There was another time somebody spoke to me, my husband's sister. She was going through a bad breakup. And then I was pregnant with my daughter, and she's very Christian. So they have the Holy Ghost. And maybe that's just what light language is the Holy Ghost. And, some people call it something different, I think. But she had a message for me. And this is during a time that I was suppressing all of this stuff. I didn't know how my husband would take it. I threw away all of my spiritual books when we were dating. He was very against anything that was not Christian, so I was really nervous to show him who I truly was. So I hid that aspect of myself. And finally he knows now, but back then he didn't. But anyways, his sister had this message for me, and she looked mad. She sat at the kitchen table, and she looked at me, and she was stern, and she was like, Ikala Messiah, Ikala Messiah. And then she was saying all this other stuff that I don't really remember. It just sounded like gibberish. And then she just said, Ikala Messiah. And then all of a sudden she snapped out of it. And the whole time I was just sitting there, I felt this weird feeling going through my body. I was scared. I was nervous. I didn't know what she was saying. Messiah is like the Messiah, like God, creator. So it was like, what is Ikala? What is she telling me? So I never forgot that. I never forgot those words, Ikala Messiah. And she just kept saying it to me like that. Like I was being reprimanded by spirit through her or something. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't. I don't know. But people do channel. It is a real thing. But when I'm having my doubts is when, that's how I started this conversation, is having doubts, because I was having doubts about my journey. And I go through that every once in a while. I have these doubts, like, why am I here? Why am I on this journey? What am I doing? Why do I believe in this? Because, you know, you go through a period where everything is like null and void. You go through this void, this nothing. But nothing is something, but something is nothing. We are nothing, but we are something. And it's like, what the fuck? It's like, why is it gotta be so complicated? It's just, this whole journey is complicated, but it's not. Like, you have this knowing, even though I have this knowing, look, there's a bee right here. It's like, I always have a bee that follows me when I get here. But I have this knowing inside of me, like, I know this information, but I don't know how to tell you what I know. But it's a feeling, and it's a good feeling, like everything that I know is real and it's true. But it's a feeling that I cannot translate to you. It's a feeling in my heart. It's love. It's joy. It's like at this moment right now, I feel like I feel like a lump in my throat, like I want to cry, and it's like I know so much, but I don't know how to tell you what I know. It's just like a feeling. And while I was in the shower this morning, I was told that I was stardust, and what's happening up there is affecting us down here because we are of the stars. And then I got the message, as above, so below. And then I got a message about my father that I'll share with you another time, because it's 9:22 and I'm supposed to be in there 22 minutes ago. But I will share with you this. My father's soul is trying so hard to fight, so hard to be in this avatar. That's what else the stars told me. The stars said that this is what we look like when we manifest. From a star to this, we pick a jumpsuit to put on, and this is what I chose. And your jumpsuit is this, I was going to say meat sack, but I remember a video I did years ago, and they asked me not to use that term anymore. But this avatar, this skin, this mass, this is how I chose to look. And if I had to tell you what my cosmic name was, it's a nebula. And then when I say it, I see beautiful colors. Just like I am a vibration of colors. And they're colors that they're like pinks and purples, but the most beautiful pink and purple that you've never seen. That's the best way I could put it. But I am of the stars. And that was one of the messages I received. I was like getting these like two channelings in one. It was about the stars and our avatar and being one, and as above, so below. So what's going on and affecting up there in the cosmos is also going to reverberate down here to us. And then I started to channel like my dad. Like I was talking to my dad's higher self. I could see the light dimming in his eyes. He's trying so hard to be, and his body is just not. I get so emotional. I'm trying not to cry. I don't know why that makes me so sad. I was told to celebrate his life. I didn't always have this strong connection with my father. He didn't need me when I was younger, and I didn't need him. But now that I'm older and I went through some of my journey, I'm fighting crying, so I'm going to sound ugly. So, I'm going to mess up my makeup before I go to work, you guys. So, he didn't need me when I was younger. So I went through a process where I needed to learn. And now that I'm older, he needs me because it's like I went through this schooling, this learning. I've gained this knowledge, and for some reason I am like this healing of the dead. Like, I've been so afraid of death my whole life, and then just learning, being on this process, I've learned that death is not the end. It's not the end. I mean, if you could see spirit like I see spirit, if you could hear them, you would know it's not the end. It's not the end. I've talked to many spirits. It's not the end. But then my ego self gets really upset, and my ego self is like, you know, oh, you're going to miss the physical of your dad, and you're going to miss all those physical, you know, 3D aspects of your father. And that's where emotion and feeling and memories are made. But I know that he'll be free. He just won't be this skin person. So I'm here to make sure that, and then I have my husband. He's also a healer. I don't know if he knows it, but maybe he does now. He's like this healer. He loves to take care of people, and he's his caregiver. So it's like we are these two people. We're like angels in a way. My name is Gabrielle. I'm named after an angel. His name is Angelo. Angel. It's like angel came down low. And we're here to help guide and heal in some way. But it's like he's still trying to wake up from his amnesia stage. But he's still doing the work. It's like subconsciously coming through him. So I'm here to, you know, my brother and sister are really not in my dad's life. There's this whole family drama thing going on. It's really sad. And they're making his, you know, his departure, his transition very difficult. His human time here, the ending of his human time here is a lot of like disappointment, depression, you know, feeling like, why don't my kids love me? Stuff like that kind of stuff. That's the hurt. I think that's why I cried, because that's the hurtful stuff. Like, I don't want him to feel that way. So I'm here to make his whole transitioning process as he crosses over enjoyable, loving, relaxing, peaceful, and just enjoy these last human days before he transitions back into energy. And yeah, I told you I wasn't going to tell you guys, but I ended up telling you guys. And I cried on video. I don't ever cry. I'm not a crier. And I hope I didn't. I had this hair in my eye for like over an hour in this eye. And it has been bothering me. I already had to redo the makeup on this eye once. And then crying a little bit, just kind of like wash that hair out of my eye so I don't have that irritation in this eye anymore. So yeah, that's kind of cool. All right, I gotta go. It's 9:28. Stand in your truth, you guys. Don't judge people. Don't be harsh with people. And if you're questioning your path and your journey, I guess through experience, my advice to you would be to meditate and ask for a sign and get some clarity. It's 929. 9 plus 2 equals 11. 9/11, the ending of a cycle, and the beginning of a new journey. All right, my loves, I will talk to you guys later, and I love you lots. Stay hydrated, and be kind to yourself and be kind to others, and just try to see the bigger picture. And if you can't see it, try to feel it.